Hey, how's it going everyone? Today we are going to talk about 10 glitches that you can do in the latest patch because there has been so much that has changed in the last few days because those beautiful crates underneath the map are gone. So today I will be going over various methods, including a great way to grab a bunch of XP, and we're just going to talk about this all in today's video. And by the way, if you saw that gap there where I could easily drop in between the gap there and go underneath the map, that's because of a glitch in the past. But now that there's no crates, it's practically useless. So anyways, what we're going to talk about now is a great glitch that you can do over here at the well. So the thing about this, as I mentioned, the crates are gone, but there is something over here that you can actually utilize, and it's pretty useful. We need to go towards the floor here, and then we need to choose the well. This elevator can be found sort of in the back here, tucked between there, and then we're going to go inside, hit the elevator, go all the way down. And here we are at the well. We're going to go forward and then take a left. You're going to see Apex Electronics on the left, or excuse me, on the right, and then you're going to see Trade Authority on the left. Then from there, we're going to go up here and we're going to open up this door by clicking on the yellow switch. Continue forward and then take a left and you will see another yellow switch. So now we're going to then get out of the map. This is quite easy, and what I recommend is that you click the button and then start sprinting towards the corner. You'll see an example right here. So I'm sort of going towards the corner, more so pushing forward. And there we go, I'm now outside of the map. And now you might be wondering, what are we going to do next? So we need to jump up here all the way towards the top and then go towards the back portion here. Be careful where you jump because sometimes there might be a spot where it's possibly a texture where you can drop right on through and you'll basically be right in the map again. So we're going to jump right here and then we're going to drop down below and then jump up here using our jetpack. Then from there we want to locate the right side, and all we're going to do is just jump in this general direction. The reason for this is so that we can pop up above here, and this is a locked room that does require a key card. You can pick up all these items and it's definitely worth it if you're in this area because why not? Free weapons and free items. Now we're going to move on towards number 2. We want to land on a planet. This can be literally any planet of your choice. For example, I will be using Jemison for video purposes. We're going to land here and then we want to place down our outpost. From here we have a few options because there is the beautiful method which you can actually spawn a bunch of items using weapon cases. You can do this with pretty much any weapon case, to be honest, except for the weapon racks. That is not going to happen. And really what we're going to do here is just spam down these crates. You can spam either one. It does not matter which weapon case it is. It could be a weapon case or a crate. Now, another thing with these cases and crates, you can stack them, which is what I suggest, but you can also lay them down flat. And to be fair here, I do not think it's necessary to lay them down flat because we're actually just going to remove everything here in one swipe. And then from there, we're going to grab all the items inside. If you've never done this glitch, you're probably wondering, how is this possible? I mean, these things are just for weapon cases, displaying and whatnot. And you're not wrong. There's just something interesting going on with Bethesda's, games because there's always some wonky, cool stuff that you can actually discover in terms of glitching, like my ship there. Anyways, what we're going to do now is we're going to pause the game and make a quick save. If you're on PC, you know what to do. Tap F5. So when you do load this back up, the weapon cases are going to have some items inside. And instead of going through each case, and that could just be so tiresome and tedious, not to mention. Well, we can make things a little bit faster here by simply going over towards the outpost and just deleting it. Now, there's an exception to this, right? Because if you've created an awesome outpost, then yeah, you do not want to do that. So that's the only exception, but for purposes, I don't really use outposts as much. But there you go. What we can do now is then look over here, go towards the cargo, and all the items should be there. And including all the ammo, the items such as the weapons, and just really it's a useful method so that you do not need to go through each one. By the way, these items right here are quite useful, especially if you're starting off, so definitely try it out and let me know what you think. We're going to then move on towards the next glitch, which this one has to do with the star station. You can do this at Deimos, the key, pretty much any star station with a ship vendor. We are now going to take a look at some of his ships here because I want to purchase something here that typically I would need a perk for. So something like possibly this. And the reason why is because if you did not know, there is a perk out there that allows you to craft certain parts the higher that it is, so you're able to unlock more options. What you can do instead is build a structure such as Deimos Spine B, place it down, grab one of the parts, place it on top of it, and then what you can do is then select the spine, and this will then highlight the whole thing and you can just duplicate each part. This way you can put different ones on your ship and pretty much create a really OP ship. Now, if you're wondering if this is intentional, I do not think so, because why would they create a perk for you to purchase with your points when you can just simply do this? I don't know. I honestly cannot answer it, but it's questionable. We're now going to move on and talk about the next ship glitch here, because we're going to talk to this guy again, and this time we're going to purchase a ship again, and then we want to go over and definitely modify it. The reason why is because we can actually duplicate the ship. If you guys did not know about this, it's definitely possible. For those that have not watched it, I'm obviously going over the list of glitches here. We're going to go over and tap RB or LB and X if you're on Xbox. I'm not too sure what it is on PS4 or 5, but this is pretty much what we want to do, is just go over and then tap the ship building button. Then from there, what you will notice is that the ship will duplicate, and it's that easy. So again, LB and X, that's pretty much it. And then you just want to change the color, and then when you exit out, it's going to duplicate it. You can sell the ship for whatever amount it is, and you can definitely just benefit off of this. I recommend this as another great way for you to acquire a good amount of credits, but at the end of the video, let me know what you think is the best credit/money farm glitch method within this video, because I'm honestly curious. So let's go on, and now we're going to continue and talk about another method here. This does involve a ship, and we're going to then avoid contraband. I know there's various places where you can obviously take your contraband in and you can not risk the chance of getting arrested. But what we can do instead is go over here towards the captain's, and we're going to send everything there towards the captain's locker, including stolen items and some of those contraband. Then we want to hop inside the chair and we want to travel towards a planet. What's going to happen is that they're going to say, hey man, you've got some stolen items. Are you going to agree with it? And you're also going to have to pay a fine. Then from there, what you can do is then leave the building and go back towards your ship. If you go ahead and check back towards the captain's locker, what you're going to notice is that all of your items are in there, including the contraband. This is a great way to avoid it, and especially if you're just like, oh man, I do not want to travel towards a different planet. This right here is going to save you some time so that you can just continue on. Especially if you have something that you want to do on that planet and you're just like, man, I could definitely just save some time and do this, then definitely try it out. What we're going to do now is we're going to talk about another method which you can avoid contraband, and it's quite easy. We can then arrive on a planet like Jemison, and what you're going to see here is that before we get scanned completely, we want to then just land anywhere on the map here, or on the planet I should say. And once you're on the planet, open up the map and just travel back after you've dropped all your contraband. For example, right here, I'm going to drop everything. If you're scared about this, then what I could say is just make a quick save, or what you can do is create an outpost, make a storage, and then store it in there. From here, we're going to go back inside the ship, and we want to fly back towards Jemison. Let them scan your ship completely, because they're not going to find a single thing. That is if you've dropped off everything, especially the contraband, right? And then right here, you're going to see it's going to take a moment. I'm not too sure why, but there we go. We're going to be scanned. And there we go, scanned, passed. We can then land back at the same exact spot because you're going to see your items on the ground. Again, if you're kind of sketched out on this, what you can do is drop those items within your case, and this way you can definitely be sure that nothing's going to happen to it. We are now going to move on towards the ship reset glitch, and this one's quite easy. You just need to invade either a fleet Crimson Fleet or Bandit or a Spacer. Go inside. Hopefully there is some contraband, and there's also going to be some other items. So definitely loot off the bodies, and then we're going to move on towards the bottom section because we want to check everything. Feel free to grab what you can, and then we're going to move onward here. There's really nothing going on, but once you go down here, if you do get a ship like this, you do want to check the bottom here, and there's one contraband. And this is not the most efficient method when it comes down to grabbing these contraband items. It's really not. And you might be thinking, why the heck are you showing this to us if it's not that great? Well, if they patch the other methods, then you have something else to try. It's just something that I'm thinking ahead of the game here because you never know when a patch may pop up. Heck, tomorrow there might even be a patch. If it is, I'd be surprised. I think it's Friday, so who knows? Who knows at all? But let's continue on here and talk more about these glitches because we're not done just yet. We need to then undock from the ship and then travel towards a planet and then travel back towards the ship. Once you enter inside, you're going to see all the loot has been refreshed. Everything's been reset. You can go in, grab all the props. You can also grab some of the loot. I believe some of the ammo boxes may refresh itself. I honestly cannot remember. But a good portion of the items here, like the contraband on the left, is going to pop up. And there's an example of some loot that does not pop up. But most of these NPCs here, check them out and you can grab some of the loot. And definitely worth grabbing. We are now going to move on towards the second contraband glitch, and this is the best method that I highly suggest that you try out because you can definitely yield a large amount of contraband. We need to travel over towards Neon, the beautiful city with all the glowing stuff. This sort of looks like cyberpunk almost. This is the place that we need to land at, and it can be found right here on the bottom right. From here, we just need to be scanned. Make sure that you do not have any contraband on you because that's a big no-no. We're going to take a right from the elevator. Do not go down that way. That's not the alleyway. We need to go down this way, go through this doorway, so now that we're sort of outside of Neon. And we're going to then go towards the left side, so we need to go forward, take a left, and you should see Frankie's plus, grab plus and go, I think it is. Yes, it actually is. It's Frankie's. Grab plus go. And we're going to then loot this lady, but first let's make a quick save, go behind her, and start looting. Make sure that you are hidden before you do grab, and look at the percentage before you do grab as well. Make sure that your thief level or your theft perk is high enough, because sometimes if it's too low, you're going to definitely get caught. We're going to then go through this area, unlock the door, and then go through the fridge door or whatever that is. And then we're going to take a left through the stairs, take a left, and then go all the way down here, and then take a right. You're going to notice that there is this maintenance shaft. We can unlock it if we choose to, but there is an easier method because we can take a right, go down this way, take a left, and then we can actually pick up the maintenance card right here. It's just wide open. Pick that sucker up. That guy's an idiot. We're going to then go towards the left, take a left, and then from here, open up the maintenance shaft. And we can then go through and bada boom. If you look behind us, we got both of the loot options here, both contraband, and we can then leave. Unfortunately, we cannot open up the map and leave. So we do need to drop down below here and then go towards the side, and we need to exit out the same way we went in. Once you're outside, all you need to do is open up the map and locate Venus within the Sol system. And from there, you're good to go. The reason why we like Venus so much over here on the channel is because it's awesome when it comes down to waiting for things to reset. You can actually travel over here and talk to one of the traders and reset the vendors pretty quick. So once you're here, all you need to do is create an outpost. Then from there, we need to create a couch or a chair, some way to sit down. And we also want to create a storage. This way we can throw all our contraband within the storage and we can travel back towards Neon without being scanned for contraband. Let's say that you have everything set and you're good to go. You can then rest for 6 hours. What's going to happen is that when you travel back towards Neon, that chest that we just loot is going to have all those contraband items refreshed and you can constantly grab it over and over and over again as much as you like. You rinse and repeat it and have so many contraband items. Eventually you will need to trade them. For example, what I suggest is that you stay over there towards Neon, trade some of your items at the trade authority, and then take whatever items that you cannot sell, and then travel towards your ship and fast travel back towards Venus. This way you can then store all of those contraband items within the storage. So now that we're back at Frankie's, we can then go through the same door, then go through this area, and then go towards the top right, open up the maintenance door, and you should see those items that I just talked about will be refreshed or reset. Grab the items and head back towards Trade Authority. Trade some of the items in and take whatever you have left and grab them and store them within your storage over there at Venus. This is the best way to make some money and be able to store some of those contraband items at the same time. I highly suggest it, and let me know what you think. And if you're wondering about my mask down there, do not worry about it. Just don't worry. It's nothing to worry about, but just sell all the items and you're good to go. And last but not least, we have to talk about the final glitch here, which has to do with XP. This is still useful and it is not patched. All you need to do is create a bed, specifically a sleeping bag. Place that sucker down and you will also need a power. This is going to be parallel self. This can be unlocked, I think, later on in the campaign. I'm not too sure when, so you may need to do research on that. Once you do have this, all you need to do is then spawn yourself down, your parallel self. Shoot one time and then rest. What's going to happen, obviously enough, is you're going to receive XP, and on top of that, you're going to refresh your power so that you can constantly use it. You can spam this down and receive 50 XP per a kill, or essentially per a parallel self kill. And it's awesome. It's something that you can definitely benefit from early game and possibly mid game, especially as you get higher. It's going to be harder to acquire more points to level up, but definitely take a look at this and give it a shot. Hopefully you have enjoyed the video today, and if you have, definitely give the video a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe. It's completely free, and on top of that, you can definitely turn on notifications to all. It's also free. If you have any questions, comment down below. I will be responding within the first hour or two. And with that being said, thank you all for just the tremendous support on the channel. It's been incredible, and hopefully I'm able to provide more content for you guys, especially when Assassin's Creed is coming up. Man, I'm excited to get my hands on that, especially the way that things have been talked about. It's kind of got some vibes, and I think someone out there said that it's kind of like a love letter for Assassin's Creed. Like, it's just something that's going to bring you back towards the originals, which I absolutely love. And Assassin's Creed has definitely had its rocky moments. I think we all can agree on that. Other than that, thank you guys. I'm pretty much going off topic here, so just gotta stop talking. Thank you guys so much and appreciate the love and support, and I'll see you all on the next video.